Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to RimWorld. I hope you're having a wonderful day because it's time to have a little bit of a look at RimWorld Alpha 16. You might be aware that I previously looked at and played RimWorld Alpha 14 here on the channel, and I had quite a bit of fun with that. I decided to take a break from the game between Alpha 14 and, well, today, just because I didn't want to burn out on the game. I play a lot of games, both on YouTube and off of YouTube, and sometimes playing them too much can result in you not really wanting to play them at all. So, I didn't want to do that with RimWorld. I wanted to take a nice long break, and I decided I'd come back with Alpha 16 because I didn't have a look at... I didn't play Alpha 15 at all, and this one has some very interesting features indeed. It has this. A world to explore. A world that is apparently very, very full of pirates. But what I can do with this is I can click on a settlement like this one, which is called Thing, Faction Meebo, and I could form a caravan of colonists who will be able to travel to new areas. The colonists will gather all of the assigned supplies and accompanying animals, leaving their current area, and then they will await further orders. So, that seems interesting. I thought that seemed pretty cool. So I decided I'd jump back into RimWorld and see if I can have a look at the whole caravan thing. Now I'm looking around the map here, and there are a lot of hills, a lot of stone, but I'm not really seeing anywhere that I'm particularly looking at as a good settling location. I guess I'm sort of considering this space because I could put a little wall sort of across there and a little wall sort of across there and turn this into a small home area, then eventually block off this bit and like this big bit and this little bit down here, and then that whole space would be for us. But I don't know. There's these 3 open structures down this way that I could turn into homes as well, which is very tempting, actually. I think I might go for that. I don't usually build... We can eventually build under this mountain, but I don't usually build individual structures like this if they're not inside a compound. So, number 1, this could be kind of dangerous, and number 2, it could be kind of exciting, so we'll see what happens. Let's turn that into a stockpile, and let's say that we want some walls just in those locations with a door on the front there. I want a door there, and I want some walls on the sides like this as well. I'd also like to do this, which is something I'm stealing from Quill 18, which is a tiny, tiny little bedroom there, because it is just somewhere for the colonists to sleep. Apparently, I don't know if it's true, but apparently in Alpha 16 doing this isn't actually a great thing. Apparently this will annoy the colonists, but we'll see what happens. I'm actually going to go ahead and build a little bit of structure just here as well. Then I'd like to cancel that bit of construction there. So we're going to have an extra little space on the end here, which can eventually be a bedroom, but for the meantime is going to be an animal sleeping spot. So this seems like a fairly decent little space is what we'll call it. We're gonna need to look at work. We're gonna need to do manual priorities. We have Orion, Faye, and Blackjack. And you're all gonna be set to Firefight and Patient. And you can both be set to Doctor. You're gonna be sort of low priority Doctor just there. You'll be lowest priority Doctor, actually. Bed Rest is gonna be high priority. Flicking Switches, high priority. Wardening, I guess, is gonna be you since you are the highest skilled. And then you guys can sort of have skill 3 and skill 3, that's fine. So priority 3 on those, I suppose. Animal handling, I don't care about. Faye is a pretty good cook, so that's going to be high priority for you. Blackjack is a very, very good hunter, so we're going to give you a rifle in a moment. In fact, let's try and sort all this stuff out right away. So Blackjack, you are going to have the survival rifle. On top of that, we have level 5 hunting or level 5 shooting for Faye, who is going to pick up the pistol just up there, and Orion, you are going to be lumped with the plasteel knife. So that should be fine. Faye, you are going to have pretty low priority hunting just there, much higher priority construction, and you have got a lot of passion for growing, so we'll set that as like priority number 2 for you. Orion is going to be the priority number 1 grower. And then mining is going to be Blackjack, who is pretty good at it. Orion has some passion for it, but that's going to be priority number 2. Plant cutting can be Faye, since you were the default one to go for, so that's going to be fine. Although I might set you all to sort of have a fairly low priority plant cut there. Smithing and tailoring is defaulting to Blackjack, who has the highest skills for those at skill level 9 for crafting. But Orion has the highest passion for it, so we'll not worry about those at the moment anyway. I'll just turn those off so I remember to turn them back on. Art, I'm not going to care about either. Crafting is stone cutting, smelting, and more. Not going to worry about that just yet. Hauling is going to be pretty high priority for everybody. Same with cleaning. Eventually, we'll get these to be very, very specific so that there will be people set to do those jobs specifically, such as if we get someone that can't really do much, but they can haul, then that is going to be our primary hauler. Research is going to be set to Faye as well. So, now that we have that all set out, what I'd like to do is give an order to go ahead and chop some trees in that area, just so we can get some resources and get that on the go. We are absolutely going to need to do some hunting as soon as we possibly can. We're also going to need to get some electricity in here, so let's immediately go for that as well. I am aware of the fact that there doesn't... Actually, there is a steam geyser just over there, so that's not very far away. We can put a geothermal thingy-ma-what's-it on that at some point, but we'll not be doing that just yet. We'll begin, I suppose, with a wind turbine, since that is probably one of the more reliable sources of electricity that we're going to be able to get here. We could actually get 2 of them. And I honestly think we will get 2 of them. We'll also give an order to basically cut all of the plants in that area just there to make sure that those are going to be working as efficiently as they possibly can. And I'm also going to say that I want to go to structure. I want to go to walls like this. And I want to build a cross down like that. And I'm going to want to put a door on there. And what we're going to do is go to temperature. We're going to get a cooler. And I want to cool this room here, because this is where I'm going to put all of our meats, and all of our food is going to go into storage in that space. So what we'll need to do is go to power and run a power conduit from, I think about there, under those walls and up to the cooler. So we'll get that done as soon as we possibly can. We have this space in here done already, which is pretty good stuff. Obviously, a lot of construction still to do, but this isn't a bad start. This definitely isn't a bad start. We are going to need batteries as well. That's totally something we need to remember. Definitely going to need some of those. So we'll just chuck some batteries. We do need to put these kind of far away as well, because if these explode... Actually, no, I don't think batteries do explode, do they? Is it batteries that can explode? Warning, charged batteries tend to explode when heated or wet. So they do need to be inside. Okay. Let's make a small... let's do a little bit of structure just there. And what I want to do is give the order to mine out this space here, because I can put some batteries in there. And that can be sort of just a nice little safe space for the batteries to go into. So we'll get that mined out as soon as we can. This wind turbine here is blocked by trees, so that's not going to be working for a little while. A lot of blood over this way. Not necessarily a huge fan of that, but we should be okay. What we'll do as well... Oh, you're mining that out. Fantastic. What we'll do as well is go to zone and area, and I guess we'll say that immediately we want to start putting food in there. So if we go to storage, priority is going to be critical. And we're going to say that nothing is allowed in here at the moment. So nothing at all. And then I'm just going to say all food, except for kibble and hay. So basically everything else can go in there. And that's the top priority food storage area that will eventually be sorted. Now you guys are all... Yeah, you're moving the food. Why is no one chopping this down? Who have we got set for plant cutting? Faye. But what are you doing on top? What are you doing instead of plant cutting? You're hauling. Why? Oh, you're constructing. Okay. Now what are you doing? You are cutting the trees. Okay. You're taking your time, but there we go. We have that food storage area, which is excellent stuff. And we do actually have it cooling this. This room should be cool, I think. It's a constructed roof. I want to click the room, though. I can't seem to not click the room, which is kind of annoying. Oh, indoors, 21 degrees. Right, we want to target. What are we targeting? 21 at the moment. Let's knock that down to target 0. So that room should drop to 0 degrees, which will be perfect. You guys are clearing this area out as well, which is excellent news. It means that the power is going to start getting generated. This over here is ready to have some batteries put into it as well. So we'll get just 3 of those. Then we'll run a... We can't run a power conduit under there. But we can we can run a power conduit that way. Or the power conduits. I don't know why they're called conduits. I would just call them wires, to be honest. But I suppose to each their own. That's going to have to do. Blackjack, what are you up to? You are cutting down the trees. That's fine. Can I give you guys an order to cut everything in there, please? And then also haul the things in there as well. So that we can clear that space out. I mean, this area here is getting cleared out quite nicely, but we are going to need a little bit more work. I'm also realizing that we do urgently need to get 2 growing zones here. So growing zone number 1 is going to be a 5 by 5. Actually, let's just do 9 by 4? 9 by 5? Let's do a 9 by 5 area where we're going to grow rice. And then we're going to do another area where we grow something else. We'll do another little 9 by 5 area where I want to grow something that takes a little bit longer. Potatoes take a little bit longer. Okay. Let's see. What does corn take? Corn takes 7.25 days. I'm pretty sure corn does give you a greater yield, though, doesn't it? I think. We'll go for corn. We'll grow some corn. No, grow potatoes. Let's do rice and potatoes as the initial crop. And I guess we can hope for the best. Now, I'm pretty sure that a Yorkshire Terrier... Yeah, you can't really do much. You can't even rescue anyone. I mean, I guess we'll get obedience. Someone will do that eventually. I don't know who's going to do that. But someone will. We need defenses. I'm honestly not worried about defenses at the moment, if I'm honest. I realized I'm honestly not worried, if I'm honest. That's a great sentence right there. That is arguably the best sentence right there. Now I'm noticing that these wind turbines don't seem to be enough to fill up this battery, so we are going to need to get ourselves better power generation. I mean, it's sort of trying, but definitely going to need better than this. Also, 3 batteries might have been completely unnecessary / probably was completely unnecessary, but I'm not going to worry too much about that at the moment. It's probably fine. It's probably no big deal. Let's look into a little bit of construction here. Let's get me some walls around all of this so that I can start to cut off certain areas. I reckon I want to... Honestly, I reckon I kind of want to do this. I reckon I kind of want to build up like that and across to there. I know that's a fair bit of wood to use to do it, but I want to, basically. I just want to have this area nice and safe as quick as possible. This is going to be the biggest area that we need to block off, but we should be all right. I'm also thinking it might be an idea... No, they might fight back. Let's mark this turkey for hunting. Let's mark this turkey for hunting. Let's see what else we got. We have a raccoon down there. We'll mark it for hunting. We'll mark these hares for hunting, I guess. Can I just double click and make sure I'm getting all of them? We'll mark all of those for hunting. And that should be sorted. Now that's getting built up there, which is excellent news. Let's, I guess, go ahead and also construct another little building here, which is going to be pretty much the same dimensions as the ones we already have. So like that. Yeah, that should be fine. So we'll get that built. We don't need the bit in the back. I actually think this one is, it is a little bit bigger, isn't it? Let me cancel that bit. And let me just make this just a little bit bigger again, just like that. So that's going to get constructed eventually. And that room's going to be for production. That's where we're going to cook all of our food, which I think will be a pretty good idea. I'm not saying I think it would be a good idea to cook our food, because that's kind of a given, really. I'm saying I think it would be a good idea to have one area to cook our food. A group from Meebo are visiting the colony. We have Tater and Stevenson. Okay. Who is our best social person? If we go to... what one? Orion the Surgeon. Social. Gear, character. Character is where it is. Social 3. That's not very good. Social 6 and social 3. So, social number 6, Mr. Blackjack, I would like you to head off and trade with Stevenson and see what exactly is going on there. I mean, we probably can't afford anything. We have 800 silver. We could look into buying some survival meals. I don't think I need them, though. There's not really anything. I could buy a hat. It's not very good quality. That there is, though. They have a superior quality pump shotgun. Again, I don't think I need it. And they aren't going to buy the dog. So, yeah, I think we're probably fine as is. I also noticed that Blackjack almost shot the guests there. Good job, buddy. That's a real good job there. That could have been disastrous if you shot them. I'm kind of glad you didn't. All right, let's go to production. Let's get ourselves a fueled stove in here. And we're also going to need a butcher table just there as well. So we'll get both of those in there. And what I'll actually do is if I go to furniture and I say that I want to build a wooden table, a long wooden table. That's maybe unnecessary though. Oh, we get to name the faction. Okay, the faction has to be called, quite simply, the Herd. And I guess the community can be the farm. No, the barn. We'll go for the barn. So the Herd in the barn. That'll do. Let's go for a short table here instead. We'll just throw it into that space. And then get some dining chairs, because this way we're going to prevent people from... we don't actually need all that many chairs, but we'll get all of this so people can go ahead and not have to eat on the ground or anything like that. They can eat at a table. I'd also like to go to structure and say that I want a... I kind of want a wooden door just there. I think that would make sense. So this should be good. We probably also want to get a floor in this room as well, but we'll do that eventually too. There we go. That's the chair going in. That's the door going in. That's still not built up that way. That's probably not a big deal. You guys do need to get all of this done though. And we are going to need to make sure to give them an order to butcher creature and do it until, oh, do forever. Just always butcher things. And we should be fine. As long as we're always, there we go. That's being butchered. Then that goes into storage. So that's what I want to see. Oh, a mad animal. What's going on? Mad animal. A local raccoon has gone mad. It will attack everyone it sees. Okay. It's kind of far away, but I would like to select everybody and give an attack order to that raccoon. So they're going to head over this way and they're going to try and kill it. Because, okay, Orion is the only one that... Okay, Orion managed to kill it. Fair enough. That'll do. What injuries do you have? You've been scratched. So you'll be fine. You're going to go and rest and heal up a little bit and you'll be completely fine. So that's good. That's exactly what we need to be seeing. We do need to get this tree in the wall here gone. That would be kind of ideal. But Orion's being fed there and tended to, which is good. Can't help... Did you really bring that raccoon in here? All right. Can't help but notice that no one's taking that tree down, though. Okay. I would like all of the plants in there to be cut. So that's already started there. We're taking these trees down. There's another raccoon being chopped up a little bit there. Let's see what else we have that we could go and hunt. Because we do need to make sure... Oh, what is that? That is a timber wolf. Probably want to steer clear of that. That said, I did notice the packaged survival meals there, so we'll unrestrict those. There is an ostrich up that way that we could probably hunt. There's a rat. I guess we'll hunt that as well. This is a really interesting area here. Very interesting area. I like this little pass here. And here as well. Let's see what else we have around here, though. We're looking for anything that I can guarantee I can kill. So a turkey is a good shout. Another turkey is a good shout as well. We have a tortoise down there that we could absolutely kill, but I don't think we need to worry about that just yet. So Faye's heading to sleep, and that's everybody resting for the night. Which is good stuff. And Orion is now fully healed. And is moving stuff into storage. Okay. I will say that this is probably not a bad start. Where are you off to? You're off to haul the packaged survival meals. Just don't die out there. That's my only request, is that you don't get murdered out there and we're fine. You are really going the long way for that one, aren't you? That's an interesting trip to make, is all I'm saying. That's a very, very interesting trip to make. What I would like to do, I think, is I would like to go to structure and I would like to go to door. And I'm going to add a door there. And I'm going to add a door, I guess, there as well. So that they can get in and out without having to go the whole way around. I realize that's one thing I probably should have done already. And there's some steel just there. Let's get that hold. We are low on food. We should be fine. This rice is only 36% of the way grown. Okay. Never mind. Maybe we're not going to be fine. We should be all right, though. Once we get this done, which is currently in need of more steel, which apparently no one's doing. Faye, are you my constructor? Yeah, you are. Okay. I want you to prioritize construction, please, so that we can get people cooking. So there we go. And that's going to need fueled as well. But what we'll do is add a build to cook simple meals and do it until we have, I'm going to say like 20 simple meals. So that should be fine. We'll get that fueled up and then you're going to go start and cook, which is excellent news. And there we go. We have meals. We're making food. This is not a bad start. Ladies and gents, I'm going to leave it there for today. I'm quite happy with how this little colony is starting. I think Alpha 16 is going to be very, very interesting for RimWorld. A Wanderer has joined, Luna. Luna is... Okay, let's have a look. Luna, what can you do? You cannot do intellectual, you cannot do crafting. You are very good at mining, though. You are also psychically sensitive, but that's fine. You are a cave world tunneler. That is actually okay. Luna, let's sort your work before we go anywhere. You are going to be top priority miner. And what I'll do is knock Blackjack down a little bit. You can also do construction. Handling, we'll not worry about. Firefighting, absolutely. Just the usual stuff here. Let's see, what else? Hauling, absolutely. Let's see, who is cooking? So Faye is cooking. So Faye, you are going to come off of hauling. You're going to go down to lower priority on that. And I think you were my top researcher, weren't you? Yeah, we're going to need to get into research in a moment, but we'll do that in the next episode. Let's start doing some mining. Just before we go anywhere, let's find the colony for a start. But we'll do some mining. We can start digging out some of this space over here and get ourselves some spare rooms and all that stuff. Because we are going to need to get rid of the sleeping spot for the animal and get ourselves a sleeping spot for Luna. So there we go. Luna's also unhappy about being nude. Well, maybe you should have brought some clothes with you. Let's give a quick mining order then. Mine that out. And I guess just go ahead and start mining in here a little bit. Just mine this out for me. Mine that way. And I want to get sort of a... I want kind of like a social room here. So this is where I want to put like just a bunch of stuff. So that's going to be 8 by 7. And that can be the social room. And then I'll cancel these little bits in the corners. Just in the hope that that'll help like support the ceiling or something. I think it might look cool as well. But that can be like some kind of social room. I guess. If I keep saying social room over and over in my head and out loud, it helps convince myself that this isn't a stupid idea. Basically what I'm thinking is, for one, actually mine those bits out, because I can put a table in there. And this can be the kind of room where everyone's going to go and eat or something. I think that might be a cool idea. I'm also going to mine those bits out, and we'll run a corridor down that way, a corridor that way, and we'll run a corridor that way, and a corridor that way. So we could put some sleeping quarters over here or something. This could maybe be a crafting area. We can put some sleeping quarters up here. I don't know. We'll figure it out. This is just going to be the beginning, I reckon, of something pretty cool. So, what have I done wrong here? I have actually done something. There is actually something. Okay, you know what? You remember when I said I was going to end this episode? Let's see. So the social space can go up here instead. So we'll go in a few bits there. And I want to go 6 by 3 and 3 that way. And one more that way. And we'll have a corridor go that way. And one go that way, but a little bit less on the distant side there. And this can be the social room. And then I'll just cancel the bits in the corners so I can get that kind of interesting aesthetic that I was going for. Because apparently I like to be aesthetically pleasing in RimWorld. There we go. So that'll do. That'll do the job. I might not be able to do much with this, but I can put a table in there. I can put some chairs. I don't know. We'll figure it out. We'll figure out what we can do. We'll make that a fun room. And we'll go from there. That's going to be the beginning of the sort of major section of the compound, though. Because I want to turn this entire mountain into the compound, I think. And also block off this part, so this is all part of the compound too. But I think a giant farming space out here could be really cool with everyone living in the mountain. Whatever, we're going to do that eventually. Ladies and gents, I am going to leave it there for today. If you like the video, and of course share it on social media. That would be incredibly wonderful of you to do. But thank you kind of for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye!